Hey friends, Google has just introduced its new device lineup. Google Pixel 10, 10 Pro, 10 Pro XL, 10 Pro Fold, the new Pixel Watch 4 and Pixel Buds 2a. Google has really shaken up the market, especially with these new smartphones. Why? These are the first Android smartphones to feature G2, a killer feature we otherwise only know from Apple under the name Magsafe. And my excitement knows no bounds. It's the only feature I used to celebrate on iPhones, and now it's finally making its way into the Android world under the name Pixel Snap. Google is also providing the matching accessories, the Pixel Snap Stand, a magnetic holder with charging function, as well as matching cases with integrated Pixel Snap, so that we can now use all the power banks and wallets and everything else previously only available for iPhones on the new Pixel smartphones. This is truly fantastic, and let's be honest, it's been long overdue. From the outside, the Pixel 10, 10 Pro and 10 Pro XL have barely changed compared to their predecessors. The differences are in the 0.1mm range. Under the hood, as expected, all feature the new version of Google's own Tensor chip, the G5. According to the spec sheet, it now features a 60% better TPU, Google's proprietary development specifically for machine learning and deep learning, and a 34% more powerful GPU, which is important for AI. My everyday test will of course reveal how powerful the new G5 actually is. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. And the cameras have of course been optimized again, which is pretty much the most important aspect of a smartphone these days. The Google Pixel 10, like the Pro models, has a triple camera setup. The Pixel 10's camera setup consists of a 48 megapixel wide-angle lens with macro focus, a 30 megapixel ultra-wide-angle lens, and a 10.8 megapixel telephoto camera with 5 times optical and 20 times digital zoom, as well as optimized autofocus. The 20 times digital zoom is now a super res zoom, as we've seen with Honor, for example. The AI really does a great job with zoom shots, which is extremely impressive for Pixel devices. The zoom shots really look like they were shot with the main camera from close up in super resolution. The front camera has a 10.5 megapixel resolution, and you can buy the Pixel 10 starting at €899. The Google Pixel 10 Pro and 10 Pro XL share the same camera setup with a 50 megapixel wide-angle camera, a whopping 48 megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera with macro focus, and here I'm really excited to see the shots, and a 48 megapixel telephoto camera with 5 times optical and up to 100 times digital Pro res zoom, which, as I said, is impressive thanks to AI. Here too we have optimized autofocus according to Google, and the front camera boasts a decent 42 megapixel. What I particularly like is that the Google Pixel 10 Pro and the 10 Pro XL are identical except for the display and battery size, so you can buy a handy Pro model, something I really appreciate from Apple and still sorely miss from Samsung. The smaller Pixel 10 Pro comes with a 4870 mAh battery and offers 30 watts of wired charging and a limited 15 watts of wireless charging using the new G2 standard, while the Pixel 10 Pro XL has a 5200 mAh battery and offers 45 watts of wired charging and 25 watts of wireless charging. The Pixel 10 Pro XL is also said to have optimized speakers. The Pixel 10 Pro starts at €1,099 and the Pixel Pro XL starts at €1,299. Let's move on to the Pixel 10 Pro Fold, and I have a bit of a complaint. Its design has only changed by a fraction of a millimeter, and when folded is 0.3 millimeter thicker at 10.8 millimeters than its predecessor. Thicker? Google, no, you somehow misunderstood that. It should be the other way around. Thinner, not thicker. Samsung achieved a thickness of 8.9 mm with its Z Fold 7, which is almost 2 mm different, and the Z Fold 7 is simply 43 grams lighter. These are differences that you naturally notice when you hold the two devices in your hand, and unfortunately Google has to accept this comparison. But on the other hand, the Pixel 10 Pro Fold has a significantly larger battery at 5015 mAh than the Z Fold 7 with its 4000 1400 mAh. The Pixel 10 Pro Fold also comes with a Tensor G5 processor and the ultra mega cool G2 aka Pixel Snap, which the Z Fold 7 doesn't have either, to be fair. Furthermore, and this also has to be taken into account, the Google Pixel 10 Pro Fold is the first foldable device on the market with IP68 protection against dust and water. It is almost identical to the Pixel 10 with a 48 megapixel wide-angle lens, a 10.8 megapixel telephoto lens, and then only a 10.5mm ultra-wide-angle camera, but at least also with macro focus. You can buy the Pixel 10 Pro Fold from 1,899 euros, which is quite a lot of money. All new smartphones, of course, come with 7 years of OS and security updates, and they all come with the new Material 3 expressive UI, which also has a few new nice features. First, there's the camera coach, which helps you take the best possible photo. It's really great. You select a style you want for the photo in advance, and then you receive on-screen instructions on what you need to do to make your shot really good. I definitely try it out intensively. If you want to edit the photos afterwards, you can now even do it with voice prompts. The really useful best take feature is now called Auto Best Take. Previously, you always had to take multiple shots for group photos, and with Best Take, you could then select the best facial expression for each individual. That's no longer necessary because Auto Best Take automatically takes up to 150 shots for you with just one click, and you can then select the best facial expression for each person in the photo. What's really cool and also a little creepy, to be honest, is the new voice translator for phone calls. We are already familiar with the real-time translation during phone calls, but the AI now clones your own voice for the translation, so it sounds as if you yourself were speaking in the other language. It was to be expected that something like this would happen, but how well it already works is truly frightening. I show you when I get my test devices. Let's talk about the Pixel Watch 4, which I'm sure some people were looking forward to. It's available in two sizes, 41 and 45mm, and the design hasn't changed much, except for the 16% slimmer bezels and 10% more screen space. The display now reaches a brightness of up to 3000 nits, which is pretty impressive for a smartwatch. The vibration motor is supposedly improved, the built-in processor is 25% faster, and the battery is supposed to last 25% longer. You know what? Let's just test it, shall we? Perhaps the biggest innovation, however, is that the Pixel Watch 4 now charges from the side. This is a pretty nice feature, as it means the watch no longer slides off the table with the charger, but sits securely on the table. It also comes with the Material 3 expressive UI based on watchOS 6 and is IP68 dust and water resistant. Last but not least, there are the new Pixel Buds 2a, available for a mere €149. For the price, it's amazing that they come with ANC and gesture control. How good the active noise cancelling is remains to be seen in the test, but for the price I find it incredibly interesting. Gemini is also on board as a voice assistant, which I find incredibly exciting. I'll definitely test it out and see what Gemini can do in my ear. The Pixel Buds Pro 2 have been available since last year, and this year they're getting a minor makeover via software update with improved sound quality and even more ways to interact with Gemini directly through your ear. And there's a new color, Moonstone Gray, that matches the Pixel smartphones. That was my overview of the new, truly exciting Google Pixel lineup for 2025 and 2026. Let me know in the comments which device you find most exciting and which one you'd like me to review first. With that in mind, friends, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye and see you next time. Mwah.